My red flag is that something tells me that he might have been talking to the friend already.
Bingo. They lie to themselves. I don't really have that much feelings for this person. I'm not really attached to that person. We can swing. He can sleep with whoever he wants. I'm free. He's free. But we're human. We have feelings. We start to love people and we start to get involved. A lot of people like to believe that they're not emotionally attached to a person or that they don't really love a person like that. And it's not until they get into this type of mess, let's say threesomes, that they realize I can't deal with this.
Yeah.
Like now I can't unsee what I saw. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Elevate, where we strengthen our relationships so we can elevate our lives.
Episode 96.
Let's get it.
What you got for me today?
Okay, so today we're going to talk about something that we don't usually talk about.
Okay. You crossing the line?
I'm not going to get too explicit here because, this is the internet. This is the internet, and, I just don't like to be very explicit on the internet. But we're going to talk about something that pertains to relationships and, in my opinion, something that could be controversial in some relationships, and some people like myself have very reserved opinions about it.
So what is it?
So I saw a video. I'm not going to share it with you guys because it was in Spanish. She's a psychologist. Her name is Ana Simón. She has a PhD in sexuality, and she is a clinical psychology for families and parejas. Couples. So in this video, she has somebody is calling in, and they're sharing a story in which she shares with her husband that her friend expresses that she likes her, like is attracted to her. Mm-hmm. And she says this to her husband. I'm not sure because she doesn't really say it in the video if it's her husband or just her boyfriend. But she shares this with her partner at the time, and the partner suggests they have a threesome.
I have a little red flag already, but continue with the.
So in the moment, she says, okay, but I guess after she thinks about it, she retracts and she says no, she doesn't want to do it anymore. The thing is, her partner goes behind her back and talks to her friend and plans out this threesome anyway, without her consent, obviously. And one day he says, we're going out. And as they're leaving, he tells her this is what they're going to do this night. They're going to have a threesome with that friend who expressed her interest in her. And she basically had this threesome because it seems like she felt pressured at that point. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, I brought it up to you. You said, let's do a threesome. I had agreed. I kind of retracted myself, but you planned it anyway. And here we are. And she kind of went through with it, even though her instinct said not to do it.
My red flag is that something tells me that he might have been talking to the friend already.
Bingo.
And he kind of convinced her, maybe her friend is bisexual or whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. And he probably was like, oh, let's try to convince her, but it can't come from me. It has to come from you. This is me making assumptions.
This is exactly what I thought. Because what are the odds?
Because how do you get, like, let's say somebody was attracted to you, and then you tell me that, like, why am I so comfortable in going to your friend and be like, yo, let's just do a threesome? Like what relationship do I have with her?
With this friend, right?
Because she's your friend.
Exactly. So he's comfortable enough with the friends that he even
you
set this up.
You scheduled the whole sex date.
Red flags all over the damn place. I don't give a crap. Like, damn, how do you even agree to this? I'm sorry. There are some people who are very comfortable with this kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Personally, me, I don't share my partner.
Yeah.
I don't see in my mind. I can't get it wrapped around my mind how you can love someone and see them in a sex act with someone else. Yeah. It does not make sense in my head.
I don't know if we've spoken about this in a podcast, but it is the reason why we don't speak about like our sexual, even though, you know, we might throw little things there, but we don't talk about our sexual relationship on any podcast because we don't want people like making their own imagination of like what we're doing or fantasizing about you or me. And it's like, we just like, we're going to close that door.
I feel like there's certain things that just should be kept private. I mean, definitely when you are bringing in a third person into your relationship, the privacy goes out the door. You're sharing it with the third person. And let's be honest, I feel like most women, the majority of us, we can't handle that. We can't handle seeing our man in front of our faces in a sex act with another woman. In the moment, it might sound fun to you. You might have had a couple drinks, and in the moment, it might be like, oh my God, you know, maybe try something new. But in the long run, it always shows that you end up feeling somebody gets hurt in between this.
Yeah, I mean, unless it's like one of those women or men that like bisexual, like both, that maybe to them it's just like, okay, is a norm. But for somebody who doesn't like seeing another woman, like let's say naked, it's kind of like, now a naked woman with my man, or like the man like a naked man with my woman. Nah. Hell no.
Right? Is it just me? Like, do you actually feel like you would not be able? Do you feel like I feel?
No. I will feel like, damn, what if she likes it too much now?
But this is the problem. Like, people open up a can of worms when they start to get into these type of things. You're opening up a can of worms. You don't know. And you know, for some people, oh, well, you don't know, then you don't really know if the other person likes you if you don't go through. No. Yeah. That's like letting the devil in.
No, and kind of like, it kind of sounds like I'm saying that I'm insecure about myself because, oh, you might like the way somebody like a woman or another man will do it. I'm like, not really, but we are humans.
Right.
So can it happen? Yes, it can. If you allow that to happen, like it can happen. Don't be surprised if that person likes the other person more than you.
Exactly. That's why I don't play with that. I don't play with fire. That's like playing with fire.
Literally.
And way too many people are so comfortable with playing with fire, knowing well that they're so into this person and they're like, I don't know, trying to fit in, trying to be cool, trying to be in the trend, you know. Like I've heard before some women talk about it so casually as if like, well, you know, if I allow my husband or my partner to do this, you know, I'm the fun wife, you know, and maybe he won't ever leave me because, you know, I'm allowing him to have some fun. Are you okay?
Yeah. And it's also hard
to me, it's about respect as well.
And it's also hard to reverse it. Like once you open that box, it's not like, oh yeah, we did this, but like you can't do it no more. Yeah, but
exactly.
But babe, like we did it. Like let's just do it one more time.
Exactly.
And so, you know, that person, whether it be the husband or the wife, like is gonna feel like, oh no, I need to find somebody who's really down with this. Exactly.
You can start developing an addiction within the other person. You can even start to get addicted to something that isn't healthy. There's just so many things in the mix of it, you know, just morality, safety. To me, there's more negatives than positives. Yeah. I don't see how that's something that's beneficial in any way for anyone involved. Now, if you are single and you're just living a wild life, you know, you're not really committed to anyone, everyone that's involved isn't committed to anyone, I guess you can just do you, right? But if you are in a serious, committed relationship to one person, I wouldn't play with that fire.
Yeah, because the thing is also like, for example, us, like we think long term, like that happening is something that probably won't happen long term. Like, are you gonna get married with both of, like, it's gonna be a 3-person relationship?
I mean,
Or
we have a polygamist.
yeah, but and it be successful with 3 people for that long?
Some people like to argue that there can be successful polygamy marriages.
I mean, they can.
I think some people like to glamorize things that aren't that glamorous. And I think that some people just don't have enough self-worth to know that, you know, you don't deserve to be second or third for someone, that you deserve to be valued by the person you choose. And I think that there's a lot that...
I mean, but it's clear that those people probably have no values.
There's a lot in play, you know, but, you know, they might argue that they do and that they just don't believe that human beings can be with just one person. There's a lot of people who have that argument where they're like, as human beings, we are not designed to just be with one.
Yeah, but I mean, it's one person versus the majority of people. Like, who's actually right? Like, what you think and what is right.
I think, I mean, I guess polygamy isn't the more popular thing, but there you might be surprised by the amount of people who are in that type of relationship, especially like, or being like swingers, you know, just, but in the core, I just feel like, this is my opinion. I know a lot of people may have different opinions about this, and people are going to, maybe some people who live a different type of lifestyle when it comes to relationships may disagree with me, but fundamentally, I think that those type of relationships don't work in the long term.
Yeah. There was actually a video that I saw a few days ago. It was on YouTube. And it was 4 people.
Four people in a relationship.
Yeah. And they
one man and 3 women, or
no, 2 men, 2 women.
Okay.
So what she was saying, I don't even know how I came across this video, but whatever. So 2 of them were in a relationship, and I guess they were swingers, I guess. And then they met these other 2. No, they met one other girl through an app or something, I think it was. And it so happened that that girl was talking to another guy, and they ended up talking, and everybody just like got along. And I don't know whose magical idea, but it was like, let's all be together. And and the way they was breaking it down in the video was like, they actually take turns. Like, one day this guy will sleep with this girl, and then they switch. Like, on Tuesdays I sleep with Joanne, and then on Wednesday I sleep with Susie. And like, they literally alternate. And it's 4 people, and they split all the bills of the house. Like, they all work, they do their budgets together. Like, this video was actually funny. Like, they do the budgets together, they do a whole breakdown. Like, they're literally a whole family. And then they was also talking about, oh, when we have kids, and I'm like, that's what kind of irked me a little bit. I'm like, do you just bring in, like, how do you bring a kid in and just like, hey, you have 4 parents? Like, how much are you fucking up this kid's brain from a baby to just be like, yeah, I have 2 dads and 2 moms. Or like, my dad and mom have a boyfriend and girlfriend.
Like, how do you explain a situation like that to a child?
You can't even explain it. You literally fucking up that child's life from the beginning. Because you are showing to that child that is the norm, and that is not the norm. So automatically that child's going to be like, oh no, this is okay to do. So that's really what rubs me the wrong way. I don't care that you live your life that way. Yeah. But like, if you're going to if you're planning to have kids, that's what bothers me.
Yeah.
I mean, you can express, like, I don't care whose feelings I'm hurting, but that's my opinion.
No. It's true. You're right. And again, like, God gave us all free will, but it's for us to do the best that we can as human beings with that free will. You know, thinking about the future, thinking about the world, thinking about how our actions affect the world. And, you know, a lot of people may argue that, I mean, what I do, which I guess technically if you keep to yourself and you do whatever you want to do in private, you know, it doesn't affect anybody. That's your life. And nobody can argue with that. But I just feel like a lot of the times there's other things that are problematic in a person's soul that are troubling them, that make them choose these paths. And it's not necessarily that these paths or these things make them happy, but that they're trying to find the happiness. And for me, I feel like a lot of people are looking for the happiness in the wrong things. It's like people who, for example, become alcoholics, become drug addicts. You know, like they're seeking to fill in a hole, an emptiness. They're trying to fill that void, and they end up doing things that are a lot of the times immoral, trying to fill that void, and they lie to themselves saying, yes, this makes me happy, when in reality they go to bed and they don't feel happy. Yeah. But to the world, well, I get to do whatever I want, you know. I don't want to follow the rules because, you know, I want to live my life. This is my life. I only got one life to live. And at the end of the day, people start getting hurt, you know. They lie to themselves. I don't really have that much feelings for this person. I'm not really attached to that person. We can swing. He can sleep with whoever he wants. I'm free. You know, he's free. But we're human. We have feelings. We start to love people. And we start to get involved. A lot of people like to believe that they're not emotionally attached to a person, or that they don't really love a person like that. And it's not until they get into this type of mess, let's say threesomes, that they realize, I can't deal with this. Yeah. Like, now I can't unsee what I saw. Now I can't unsee my partner that I love. I can't unsee what I saw.
Yeah, like being intimate with another person.
Yeah, and that hurts deep. A lot of women can't get over that. And honestly, I personally feel that any man that is willing, I mean, in this case, it was another woman. You know, it was two women and a man. So he was definitely benefiting from this. But what if it was the other way around? What if it was two men and a woman? Like, would you have been okay watching your woman, you know, with another man?
Well, but the thing there was that
a lot of men can't handle that,
because he was not attracted to another man.
Or another man wasn't attracted to him. That wasn't the case. It was the woman.
A woman, yeah.
So he was like, oh yeah, let's solve that. You know, she's attracted to you. Well, what about we have a threesome? Let's fix that this way.
That's funny. That's why that video going back is so red flag, because her friend told her that she was attracted to her. But you are saying that you are going to sleep with her man. Like, you're not attracted to her man. You're attracted to her. Like, why would you agree to a threesome? So it's like, that's where I'm like, okay, something's happening here.
For sure. That both of them.
Because why would you agree to sleep with him?
And the guy are both fishy. They're not good. Yeah. They're not good.
Which sucks for her, because at that point, like, she's already, clearly, if she's calling in, she's already like traumatized. I don't know if
it affected her emotionally.
Yeah, like, I don't know if it ended up working out or not, but I mean, chances are if he went to that extent to make it happen, they probably wasn't gonna work out long term anyway.
No. Boundaries, people, like boundaries.
Yeah.
And we don't have to agree to these things. You know, young women out there, like, you don't have to agree to these things. If these things go against your values, against the things that you believe, if it goes against what you believe you should be doing in life, don't agree because you want to fit in. Don't
make a friend happy.
Don't agree because you feel pressured by society to do these things. Like, these things are not normal. Like, they're not. And if you don't feel okay doing that, don't. That guy is clearly not for you. Whoever's suggesting that for your life is not for you. If you're fine with it, if you are a crazy living spirit that wants to just live life like today's your last day and you don't care about anything, do you? But if you in your soul feel that this isn't right, don't go through with it, because you're not gonna feel better after the fact. You're just not.
Agreed.
So yeah, that was just everything.
Quick
I
episode
had to say.
on a short topic that we usually don't touch, but
Yes, protect your relationships. Don't
let us know what you think in the comments.
Yeah,
section.
let us know what are your thoughts. You're free, obviously, to comment whatever you want. And yeah, these are just our thoughts in the matter. But in my opinion, protective relationships is not worth it. For one night to have fun with your partner.
Yeah, let us know what you think how she should have handled that situation, that woman that her friend approached her. Like, how do you think that she should have handled that situation?
Absolutely. And there's so many ways to keep things fun. And I'm not going to go into detail because
I'm talking dirty now.
I'm not a sex therapist. But there's so many ways to keep things fun with your partner. Like, you never stop learning each other. Every day you can just spice things up. You don't need to bring a third person in my opinion. So don't throw your marriage or your relationship away because you feel like this is the only way to add some spice to your life. Just keep in mind that these things have consequences. You might not come out okay on the other side at the end of it all.
You might lose your whole relationship.
Is it worth it? Do you feel like it's worth it? If you think it's worth it, go for it. If you don't think it's worth it, don't try it because you're playing with fire.
Yeah, you end up losing something because you're either going to lose a friendship, you're going to lose a relationship. You might lose both and be traumatized. So
it's not worth it.
But your body, do what you want. But
there's consequences.
Yeah, exactly.
There's consequences to everything in life. And especially as a believer, as a believer, that we should not be indulging in in worldly matters of such.
I couldn't say the word. Extracurricular activities.
But yeah, that's it for today's episodes. That's it for today's episode, you guys. Thank you so much for watching or listening. If you're here on YouTube, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, comment down below. And that's it. Until next time.
Peace.